Silence, let us begin, not with words, but with a pause, because in the silence there is awareness, and in awareness there is the beginning of understanding, self-mastery, a word many desire, few truly understand, and even fewer embody. It is not about controlling the world. It is not about dominating others. It is about recognizing and transcending the patterns that bind you. It is not a path of achievement. It is a path of shedding. Letting go, releasing what is false to reveal what is true. But before we speak of mastery, we must look with clarity at what stands in its way. What are the hindrances? What are the obstacles that silently rise like mist between the seeker and the self? Today, we speak of them, not to judge them, not to fight them, but to see them, because seeing is already half of the transformation. The illusion of time, many say, I will begin tomorrow. I will find peace once this chaos is over. I will train when life is not so busy. But have you ever noticed, tomorrow never comes. The first hindrance is the illusion that later is better. This is a deep form of resistance. Self-mastery requires presence, and presence only exists now. The mind wants to delay because the ego fears dissolution, and self-mastery is the death of ego. So it says, not now. But there is no other time. Now is the gate. Now is the mirror. Now is the battlefield and the sanctuary. Do not wait for the perfect time. There is no perfection in time, only in your attention. Attachment to identity. The second hindrance is the mask, the one you wear in public, the one you've believed in since childhood. It says, I am like this. This is just how I am. I cannot change. This identity is a collection of memories, thoughts, emotions, nothing more. Yet how tightly we cling to it. We defend it. We nourish it. We even suffer for it. Why? Because it gives us a sense of self. But self-mastery is not the strengthening of identity. It is the dismantling of it. You are not your name. You are not your history. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fears. You are the awareness behind all of it. But to arrive there, you must release the comfort of the familiar, and that is not easy, but it is necessary. Emotional reactivity, the third hindrance, is the storm inside. A word spoken against you and the fire rises. A memory returns and your peace collapses. An expectation is not met and you fall into despair. These are not feelings. These are reactions. They happen when the mind is not stable. When the breath is not conscious, when the awareness is not present, the emotional body is like water. It can be still and reflective, or it can be wild and destructive, but water does not destroy by nature. It destroys only when left untended. So too with emotion. Self-mastery requires stillness amidst waves. It is not the absence of emotion. It is the presence of choice. And to choose, you must feel without being overwhelmed. That is a skill, a discipline, a form of inner martial arts. The search for external validation, the fourth hindrance, is the silent addiction to approval. Did they like what I said? Do they respect me? Am I good enough in their eyes? Like a cup with a hole, no matter how much the world pours into you, it is never full, because you have forgotten the only validation that matters, your own. When the mind is dependent on applause, it becomes a prisoner of performance. When the heart needs recognition, it forgets its own brilliance. Self-mastery is not becoming indifferent. It is becoming centered, to act without craving, to give without seeking return, to speak without needing to be heard. To move from a place of internal authority, only then is freedom possible. Mental restlessness, the next hindrance, is subtle, but powerful. It is the inability to sit still, not just physically, but mentally. Have you noticed how the mind jumps from thought to thought, idea to idea, past to future, never here, never now? You sit for 1 minute in silence, and already it plans, remembers, dreams. This is not your fault. It is the conditioning of your environment, but it must be trained. The restless mind cannot see clearly. It turns every step into distraction, every moment into escape. But when the mind is tamed, even the smallest act becomes profound. A sip of water, a single breath, a step on the earth. This is where presence returns. Train the mind to rest in stillness. Power is born. 6. Fear of pain. Another hindrance is fear, not fear of failure, but fear of pain, emotional pain, physical discomfort, mental difficulty. So you avoid the challenge. You take the easy path. You choose pleasure over growth. But know this, growth is not found in comfort. It is born in fire. The pain you avoid is the gate you must pass. The discomfort you fear holds the lesson you need. Self-mastery does not mean you enjoy pain. It means you are not ruled by it. You feel it. You move through it, and you rise because of it. Do not fear the fire. Walk into it with awareness, and you will emerge with gold. Lack of discipline is often misunderstood. It is not harshness. It is not rigidity. It is not self-punishment. It is remembrance. Discipline is remembering what matters and living accordingly. Without discipline, the body becomes weak, the mind becomes dull, the spirit becomes heavy. Self-mastery is not a single decision. It is 1,000 small ones made each day, to rise early when you want to sleep, to speak truth when it is easier to lie, to move when your body says no, to be kind when anger tempts you. These are not grand acts. They are simple, but they are sacred. Every time you choose discipline, you strengthen your foundation, and without foundation, no temple can rise. Overthinking the next hindrance is analysis. The endless seeking of understanding. Why am I like this? What if I fail? Maybe I should wait. The mind spins. It seeks control through knowledge, but self-mastery is not intellectual. It is experiential. Thinking must lead to action. Reflection must lead to movement. Otherwise, it becomes a cage. You don't need more answers. You need more silence. From silence, clarity arises, and from clarity, right action is born. Comparison with others. In the age of mirrors, the ego compares. He is stronger. She is wiser. They are ahead. This is a poison, because your path is not theirs. Their timing is not your timing. Their mountain is not your mountain. Self-mastery begins when comparison ends. The oak tree does not envy the bamboo. The river does not compete with the wind. Each follows its own nature, so must you. Do not measure your progress with another's ruler. Measure it by your own effort, your own awareness, your own peace. That is the only true scale. Inconsistency, the final hindrance is inconsistency. One day of discipline, then 1 week of chaos, a moment of stillness, then hours of distraction. Inconsistency kills transformation, because mastery is built, not in intensity, but in repetition, like drops of water carving stone. Not through force, but through patience, through devotion. It is better to practice 5 minutes a day, every day, than 5 hours once a month. Consistency is the mother of all progress. It is the proof of commitment. And commitment is the seed of power. The way through. You have now seen the 10 great hindrances, not from a place of judgment, but from a place of awareness, because to see clearly is already to begin dissolving. You may ask, how do I overcome these obstacles? The answer is simple, but not easy. Practice. Practice stillness. Practice discipline. Practice presence. Practice letting go, not someday, now, every day. With your breath, with your body, with your thoughts, with your actions, and one day, without warning, you will find that the one who sought mastery has disappeared, and in its place stands one who is whole, balanced, peaceful, free.